For the very first time in my life, I've got to appreciate the fact that I was born and raised in Africa, Nigeria, West Africa, precisely. You might be surprised hearing me saying this. Anyway, just listen to the story I'm about to share in this very content. Oh, now you the rain, oh. Oh, the rain, now you the rain. All right, so back to my story and my fears. It's surprising when you see most African parents, especially Nigerian parents in the Western world, taking their children back to their home country for proper upbringing, either parental or for relative or societal norms and culture, for them to be adapted to all that. I do not blame them. Sometimes we misunderstand this set of people, believing that a child can be brought up in any way, and the child have the tendency to become either good or bad in any society, depending on how the parents have tried so hard. But working in the school, especially the current school where I am currently working and where I would be going to this very morning, it has another ideology about what parents do at home, and how the kids can be influenced in the school or outside of the home. Because looking at what I am seeing in the current class where I am teaching, to be honest, it's a clear justification that parents can be doing so much, working so hard to ensure that their children do not go astray. But sometimes they get, or they got manipulated, they became influenced by the outside world, which is the people they interact with at school, their age mates at school, you know. So it's something really disturbing, especially when the government here in the Western country have made this their rules of not using corporal punishments to kids. When you see a situation whereby kids are the ones begging to be suspended, kids could say that they do not want to do their classwork, they don't want to do a particular subject that is being taught, and a teacher has no power to force or to persuade or to convince. Anyway, the words persuade and force, they are not existent when it comes to how a teacher can actually, control a child in the schools. In the Western country, you don't force or persuade a child to do anything. They have their willpower. They can either say yes or no to learn, and that is it. That be it. In my country, if I should tell you how I was able to learn how to read stories, you wouldn't believe me. As at the age of 10, I didn't know how to read. I was already in primary 4, going to primary 5. Unfortunately, when going over to primary 5, the teachers would come over to call the names of pupils that would be in their class. So when we came back on holiday, it was one fierce-looking Auntie Neka. She was very fair and huge. Her choice of makeup or style of makeup alone can scare a child to the bone marrow. Yeah, good morning, guys. It's been a long morning for me. Yes, I just got to my second bus stop, waiting for the next bus that would drive me for 25 minutes to my workplace. Yes. Usually my job starts at 7:30, 8:30 a.m. But I'm allowed to start 8:45 a.m. Yes. Being that my contract as a contract staff, my shift is actually meant to finish at 3:15 p.m. Unfortunately, the school I work for, they close. That's another bus. The school closed at 3:30. So extra 15 minutes. So that's why I am allowed to start at 8:45. Yes. So the duration of my traveling time is a total of 1 hour. Yes, because I got on the bus on my street at 7:42. Yep. You could see where I dropped my boy. Yes, because their school, breakfast club, they start 8 a.m. So if you ever get to my boy's school at 7:59, they're not going to let you in because breakfast club, they start 8 a.m. and then the gate opens at 8:40. Yes, for the rest of the kids to come into the school, register 9 a.m. and that's it. In fact, that's exactly what happens where I'm going now. Register is 9 a.m. in the morning and the lesson resumes. But that's okay. I'm gonna get there. Yes, it should be around 2 minutes past 8 or thereabout now. Yep, I'm still waiting for my bus. As you can see, I am still here currently standing at the bus stop waiting for, I think, one of those buses coming down. It could be 52 or 58. Let's see what bus is that. Where's my card? Oh yes, exactly what I'm gonna be doing. Good morning. Thank you. So back to my story. So the very day Auntie Neka came to call the list of children that would be in her class, year 5, primary 5, fortunately or fortunately for me, my name was in the list. And that was the beginning of wisdom in my life. Yes. Before the holiday ends, I've started reading because of the fear of Auntie Neka's flogging, because she walks around the school looking so fiercely with her giant cane. Well, interestingly, I never had to face corporal punishment in school, but at least my brain resetted and I started becoming better. Sadly, in the United Kingdom, corporal punishment was abolished, in some places in England as far as 1986. When you come to a place like Scotland, it was just in 2000 that they abolished corporal punishment in schools. Northern Ireland was just yesterday, 2003. Wales, 2020. When was 2020? About 3 years ago. I think I might consider moving to Wales with my family, because what I saw, what I saw in this very school, my eyes cannot finish telling it, to be honest. I weep for some of the children who are good, who are innocent, but they are beginning to be influenced, act in the same manner as the tough ones, the insubordinate ones. It's sad though. Guys, good evening everyone. I am finally home after a rough and busy day. Yes, I keep thanking God that I was brought up in Africa, and I am a Nigerian and Igbo Pikin. Honestly, sometimes you need to have a rethink and appreciate some things in your life. And with that aside, it has been a busy week for me. I came back from Nigeria and I had some kind of difficulty that I went through. And thanks goodness, I am an agency worker. That's a contract staff, supply, teaching assistant, or cover supervisor. That's what I do in schools. So I was like, my job is not that tedious. I can go back to it. I started last 2 weeks. I worked 4 times last 2 weeks. Is it last 2 weeks? Last week, Yeah, this is this week that just ended today, Friday. So this week I worked Monday to Friday. Normally I should be working 3 or 4 times in a week or 2 times in a week for a particular reason. Being that it's just me and Somto currently, But this week I did 5 times for a particular reason, but it was tough. I almost gave up not going to work yesterday on Wednesday, because it has been a roller coaster for me dealing with some children. I don't want to call them silly, I don't want to call them names. Yes, it's unprofessional, because I have a child also, but their behavior is something unthinkable. I have been to several schools, like I may have stated, yes, in my voice notes. If I haven't said that, I haven't witnessed anything like this. Yes, and I thank God that it's Friday today. So obviously, it's either I'm not going back to that school next week. Though next week, I've decided I'm working 2 times. If ever they call me for shift, I've decided 2 times next week. Yes, Somto is going on midterm break on Thursday. So I need to be there for him. I need to do school run, morning and afternoon as well. But then, if they would want me to go back to that school, that means I wouldn't want to do anything year 3 and year 4s. I don't want to talk about what I saw or what I witnessed. But thanks goodness, I've worked in other schools, the same age bracket, and I've never witnessed anything as I witnessed in this very school. Now, I resumed work because I wanted to go away from my fears, my moment of tears, sorrow. Yes, I was going through a loss, so I was just trying to recover. I said, okay, let me get out of the house so that I could stop crying, stop thinking about my situation. But working for these 2 weeks, oh my goodness, my mental health, every day I'm coming back from work, my forehead is always hot. It's not as if I was having headache. Though last week, I was taking paracetamol each time I come back from that. But constant, regular consumption of paracetamol is not good. It's not healthy for anyone, Then this week, I've only taken it once. I was just trying my best. Yesterday, on my way coming back from work, I was singing Divine Mercy prayer just to calm down my forehead because it was hot. Very, very hot. So, as an agency worker, I have the right to say no or yes. Simple as that. If you are an agency worker, since the children have decided to constantly, I think it's their way of life, and the school cannot do anything because government allows that, corporal punishment not allowed here, so they have the they have the options to misbehave, to request for suspension, to not want to do anything in class. In fact, I cannot describe them all here, but it was horrible. It was scary to my own understanding or what I witnessed. So as a contract staff, I have the right and the choice to opt out, to say no. I don't want to go to that school again. And even if I would like to go to that school again, it shouldn't be that year 3s and year 4s because they are jam-packed together in the same class. And in a class of 30 pupils, about 11 of them, I don't know the adjective to use and describe their attitude, their behavior, even the teachers, they don't respect no one. The head teacher would talk 1 minute, they're doing their thing. Please, let's keep praying for our children and let's keep doing our best for them. Keep talking to them. The Western world is so different from Africa, from the culture we have in Africa, our way of bringing up our children from Africa, the way we were brought up in Africa is entirely different. Even though in the past, in Europe, in the UK, there used to be corporal punishments. One teacher outrightly told me, the teacher has worked in one of the schools I worked in, June. The teacher told me that she's been in that school for 25 years, that around 15, 20 years ago, corporal punishment was in place in schools, that children, they used to behave well. They behaved better than what is obtainable in schools these days. Anyway, I cannot say put your children in what is it called, in Catholic schools, public schools. All of them are schools here. Yes, I don't want to condemn any. We have to do our best. I've seen children they gave birth to in this country that are doing better. Yes, but the chances are really, really mild. We should keep praying for them, talking to them, preaching to them, reading Bible, whatever you believe in. Just be telling them, teaching them morals. And we pray they don't get corrupted or infected by the infested wood or ants in the classroom. I don't know that adage. I can't remember how to say it. Because what I witnessed in the class where I worked, those 11 or 13 that were just something else, they are beginning to influence the ones that are good. Anyway, guys, Saturday, this is Friday, and I am home. I've not seen my handbag is still here. I've not gone upstairs. That's the life of a mom. I've just washed okwa breadfruit. It's cooking already because I'm making dinner for me and Shanto. I just put it to cook. I usually do laundry, 2 batches of laundry every Friday. White materials and colored materials washed separate. Though today I'm doing 3. I did 1 in the morning. I have my stuff in the machine already washed. I'll spread them out. A lot to do. I don't think I'll be posting today. My YouTube channel is crying, but that's all right. We'll get there slow and steady. Yes, God has been faithful. Thank you so much for watching. Please like my video, subscribe to my channel, and keep coming back for more. Have a beautiful weekend.